computer, and there we go. Excellent. All right. And so now I need to go to Teddy and I need to unmute him. All right, Teddy, go for it.
Is it like God?
God, you know, and I have to say, Teddy, that's one of the coolest answers I've ever had to this question. He is not God, but there's a lot of scientists and mathematicians that think that he is. So that's a beautiful answer. Gabby, I'm going to find you and ask you to tell me who you think it is. Gabby, you are unmuted right now.
I don't know who he is.
Okay, I'm now going to try to go to Chris. And Chris, who do you think that is?
I think it's George Washington.
Wow, that's a really, really good guess. Because remember, George Washington, he was supposed to be really honest when he cut down the cherry tree. I guess he fessed up to it. I think he was going to get caught anyway. But no, that's not George Washington, but that was a great guess. Kennedy, what do you think?
It's Galileo.
Ooh, now that was an amazing guess. And guess what, Kennedy? So far, you are the warmest. You are the closest. James, I'm going to go for you, James.
Benjamin Franklin?
Whoa. Now, I like your guess because he is wearing glasses and he does have that kind of, that wig that they used to wear back in those days. And now I'm going to go to Gabriel. Go for it, buddy.
James Newton?
Wow. Now, I don't know, maybe James was his brother, but Gabriel just found it, guys. Everybody give Gabriel a round of applause. It is Isaac Newton. It is Isaac
Newton.
Now,
I forgot the name.
Now, I'm going to tell you something about that, and it's a very, very good guess. I'm going to tell you something right now, and I'll unmute everybody, and then I'm going to mute all again. So here we go. Sir Isaac Newton became the greatest mathematician and scientist. But guess what, guys? Back in, what happened here? Back in the 1600s, there was a virus going around that was much worse than what's happening in our world today. And this virus caused them to close the school where Isaac Newton was a student. He was 22 years old. He went home for a year. Now, you guys won't be home for more than a few more weeks, but he was home for 1 year because, as I said, it was a very bad virus. But guess what he did when he was home? When he was home, he invented calculus, which is the most important branch of mathematics. He also invented the laws, or discovered really, the laws of gravity and how gravity works. He did work on something called optics, and he changed the world forever. So going back to Teddy's first comment, okay, to many mathematicians and scientists, Sir Isaac Newton is a god. Now, I will tell you something. He went back to school a year later, showed his professors what he had created, and they made him a professor. And he went on to do amazing things. Now, I'm going to open this up to questions. Since you guys are going to be home for a few more weeks and maybe a little bit longer, what are you going to invent? What are you going to invent that is going to change the world forever? And Drew, you have raised your hand. I'm going to call on you. Go for it.
That guy sort of looks like Archimedes' principal.
Oh, he does look a little bit like Archimedes. But remember, Archimedes was an ancient Greek who lived, I think, maybe 200 to 400 BC. Mm-hmm. So Sir Isaac Newton lived in the 1600s. But Drew, what would you do? What would you create? I have to tell you something. Your brother, just an hour ago, told me that he wanted to create a science that would explain the mystery of meteors and asteroids. How do they form? That's what he wanted to know. What do you want to know? So think about that, and I'll come back to you. James, what do you want to know? And what do you want to invent?
A phone case.
A phone case. You know what? I cannot wait to see. Maybe your phone case will have a calculator on it or something really, really cool, something that nobody has ever done before. So think about that. Kennedy, what about you, buddy? And everybody should be thinking about this.
I want to figure out what's inside of a black hole.
Wait a minute. Now, everything I know about a black hole, Kennedy, I know that it has unbelievable gravity.
Yeah.
And it sucks even light into it. So if you can discover the mysteries of what's inside a black hole, you would have revolutionized science forever. So please do that for us. Now I want to go to Sam. Sam, could you please tell us?
I think I would want to make a flexible phone case. So if you dropped your phone, it could bend. It's like a bendable phone.
Oh my gosh. You know what, Sam? Can I add one request to that? Can you invent that same case that if you drop your phone, the phone bounces right back to your hand?
Wow, that sounds really cool. A phone ball.
A phone ball. Oh my God, that's brilliant. Okay, I love it. Let's have some fun with it. Okay, Gabby, you're up.
Why shooting stars come to Earth?
Wow. Understanding shooting stars. And I have to say something about that, Gabby. Maybe you and Cole should get together and do some online research together, because he wants to learn about meteors, you want to learn about shooting stars, and I think they have something in common. So I want you to try to do that. And I'm going to go to Gabriel right now. Go for it, Gabriel.
Maybe we can make like safer football helmets. Like if you get hit, like stuff inside will like blow up so your head doesn't get hurt.
I have to tell you, my friend, I played football when I was a little older than you, and it would have been really great to have that invention. So if you could do anything to get closer to doing that invention, I would be really, really appreciative. Now, I have Drew here, and Gabriel, I'm going to lower your hand and mute you. Let's see, Drew, go for it.
I would actually kind of want to invent a lightsaber.
What kind of a lightsaber? Tell me what it's going to look like. What's it going to do?
The ones in Star Wars.
So you want to invent a real lightsaber?
Like one that what maybe like it has a spork inside of it, and then you press the button, and then the thing lights a spork, and there's this like chain, and the chain goes on fire.
Wait a minute, Drew. Drew, I'm loving the idea, and I also want you to think about: is this just going to be for fun, or is it going to solve some problems? Like for instance, if it snows really hard outside, and I want to clean up my driveway of all the snow, could I use your lightsaber to kind of sweep through the driveway and clean up the driveway? So if it can do that, I would love that. Oh my God, that's awesome. Jonah, I want to hear from you.
I would make a device to tell if someone's telling the truth or not.
Oh my God. Jonah, I have to tell you, if you could do the research on creating that device, it would change the world forever. Do you know, Jonah, that judges every day have to decide who's telling the truth and who's lying? And those decisions are critical you would change the world forever if you did that. Carter, I want to talk to you now. Go for it, Carter. Oh, Carter. Go ahead, Carter.
I would make a baseball helmet so if it hit your head, it would bounce back to the pitcher.
All right. Now that was a great idea. So you're saying that if I'm a catcher, that I could wear that helmet too, and the ball goes right back to the pitcher. Or if I get hit by a pitch on my head, the ball goes right back. And I love it. Now, guys, I want to ask you a question. Would you like to take a journey with me right now? Because I want to go skiing on a very, very dangerous slope. Are you ready? On 3, 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Now, what's happening right here, and I'm going to unmute everybody right now. Can anybody tell me if they can see the skier on this mountain?
Nope.
You guys see him?
No.
I'm not even on a screen.
Well, you should get on a screen where you can see my screen.
Oh, I don't.
Okay.
I didn't know how to do that.
Can't see your screen.
And Drew, they have to ask a parent, but you go to the screen and you click on the bar to allow you to see my screen. Does everybody see my screen now?
No.
Okay, Carter, you need to then ask your parents to help you so you
Mama.
can see my screen.
I
It's
need
very
you.
important.
I need help.
Who raise your hand if you need help right now, guys? Raise your hand if you need help.
You have to somehow let me
So
be able to-
Jonah and Jesse, go get a parent and try to help them. Gabriel got a parent, which is awesome.
I have to be able to see his screen.
Anybody else?
I have to see his screen. I don't know what to
Mr.
do.
Kramer, what do we have to press?
Well, in order to see the person's screen, because I've shared the screen with you, does anybody see my screen?
It said host disabled.
Oh, you know what? That was my mistake.
Got it.
Got it.
So you guys get a big apology from me. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And
Have that.
give me a second to get this set up. And we are ready. Now,
Remove that.
Kennedy, are you all set?
Yes.
Okay, good man. Now, does everybody see the skier on the screen?
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Now, he is skiing in what's called a near vertical drop. It's a near vertical slope. Is this a bad idea?
Yes.
A really
bad idea.
Why is it a bad idea to ski down a vertical slope? Who can raise their hand electronically so I can call on them? Jesse, I'm going to call on you right now. Go for it.
Because you might just fall down the mountain and break your bones.
It may be worse than that, but you are absolutely correct. Teddy?
Maybe worse than that.
You could fall and you could like get paralyzed.
And tell me why. Why is it so dangerous?
I know why. I know why.
And let's go with Drew right now.
So like if there's a large chunk of snow and you don't see it, you might ski over it and it might catapult you forward. Then your ski would be on the mountain. Your whole body would just be falling in the air, and then you just hit your face on the bottom of the whole entire mountain. And it'd be way more dangerous from the top.
You're absolutely correct. Gabriel, what do you think?
You're basically falling from the mountain because it's basically like going straight down. And when you go straight down, you got really fast speed. So it's basically like jumping off a regular mountain.
That's true. That's true. Now, everybody lower their hand right now.
Jumping into the center of the earth.
Everybody lower their hand. Now, it is called free fall. When you're falling down a vertical slope, it is such a bad idea that they call that slope something very special. And that something special is
Infinity.
infinity. Everybody draw infinity right now. And if you're like me, you're going to do something creatively. You're going to take a pen and maybe you're going to draw it and keep going and never stop. Sometimes I do this and I can go through an entire marker just because I can't stop making the number infinity. So infinity is a beautiful concept, but skiing down a vertical slope is not a great concept. Everybody please
Yeah, it should
hold
be
up.
something like
Go ahead, Drew.
it should be like a triple quadruple black diamond. Wait, a triple quadruple double black diamond.
That's true. Now, John,
It's like
everybody lead us off. John, can you show us a vertical slope right now? Everybody show vertical slope. Everybody give me vertical. Hayden, I want vertical. Jonah, I want vertical. Sam, I don't see you. Good. Olivia, I could see it. Gabby, I can't see it. I just see your face, which is perfect. Excellent. Chris, I do not see your vertical. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And excellent. That is a great job. Sam, I want you to turn on your video, please.
Yeah,
I appreciate it, Samuel.
that's what it did, and it still doesn't.
Okay, you're fine now. I've got you. Now, everybody put down their hand. Now, would it be fun to go skiing on a slope that looked like this? Are you ready?
Yeah. Yeah, as long as you don't eventually fall down and die.
Would that be any fun?
No.
So,
Unless you were.
I know a lot of people, guys, listen up, please. I know a lot of people who would disagree with you. There's a lot of people who would say that this is a lot of fun. Those people are cross-country skiers. I am not one of those people. So I do not find this very interesting, but guess what? It has a slope that is in a way the opposite of infinity. And that is a slope of, anybody know it?
Non-infinity.
It's got a slope of
Negative
0.
infinity.
Everybody say 0.
Zero.
Go like this, give me horizontal, give me horizontal, and say 0 slope.
Zero.
Infinity slope.
Infinity slope.
0 slope.
0 slope.
What's this?
Infinity slope.
It's called a negative slope. Everybody go like this. Left to right, going down is negative. Everybody say it. Negative slope.
Negative slope.
Positive slope. Negative slope.
Negative slope.
Slope of what?
0.
0. Slope of what?
Infinity.
Slope of what?
Negative.
Infinity.
56.
Positive. Positive slope. We are going up the slope. In fact, isn't this close to infinity?
Yeah.
But it's still positive. Closer to infinity, still positive. And you ready for infinity?
Yeah.
Infinity. Okay, what's this?
Negative.
Negative. Now, I'm going to show you what I like to do when I go skiing. So when I go skiing, Mr. Kramer likes to go not on a slope of 0, not in a positive slope, which goes up, and I definitely don't do a vertical slope because that would be sheer death, and I don't want to die. But who knows Mr. Kramer's favorite slope? Is it a negative slope?
Yes.
Okay? And it's
Yes, it is. Sir.
all right, Kennedy, you have something to add to that, buddy?
No, I was just raising my hand to say it was a negative slope.
All right, you are correct. Now, I have something that I'm going to be talking to the older kids about, and I want to just show you that if I said to you that the slope of a line was positive, and you guys don't have to do this, but I'm doing this with the older kids, so I thought I would show you. In fact, I'm going to make it a little bit bigger so you can see the screen. In fact, I just went to 300%. And let's see if this is a good picture for you. You ready? Okay. So this slope right here, if you look at it, this slope right here is definitely positive. Teddy, yes, buddy? Teddy, you raised your hand. Oh, Teddy, you are muted. Teddy, you are muted. Now you're not muted. Go ahead, Teddy.
Even if you did go negative, wouldn't it be technically vertically?
Wait, ask the question again, please.
So if you went negatively down a slope, it's kind of like vertically, but
Teddy, vertical is only one way. Ready? Like this. Show me, Teddy. Vertical. Vertical. Now, negative, watch this, Teddy. This is a very negative slope. Very little less negative, little less negative, little less negative. And guys, what am I getting closer to right now?
0.
And that's a 0 slope. Now watch this. I'm going to go to a slope of 1/2. I'm going to go to a slope of 1, a slope of 2, a slope of 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128. Guys, what am I getting closer to?
Infinity.
Infinity. So Teddy, does that make sense? Negative slope, positive slope, 0 slope, infinity slope. Now, are you guys ready to take a journey with me?
Yeah.
Let's go take a journey. Everybody look at what happens when I go from this point right here on the graph. I go up how many?
3.
Everybody can say it.
3.
Up 3 and over what?
5.
So everybody, guess what? This has a positive slope of the fraction 3/5. Isn't that cool? Because we went up 3 and over 5. I'm going to give you guys a little challenge here. You ready? Here's another line. And I want you to tell me this slope right here. Don't say it out loud. And remember, we're going up 1, over 1. Up 1, over 1. Up 1, over 1. Who can tell me what that slope is on 3? 1, 2, 3, go. Come on, it's a rise of 1 and a run of 1. A rise of 1. So what is 1 whole?
1, 2.
It's, guess what? It's a slope of 1. So a diagonal line, like I just showed you, is a slope of exactly 1. Now, on the next page in your packet, there are some really cool lines. And I want you guys with plus signs and minus signs and zeros and infinities to help me figure out what the slopes are. So the first thing I want to do is I want to ask everybody, not out loud, to please look at this slope, which, by the way, if anybody knows, we go up 4 and over 1. And who knows what 4/1 is as a fraction on 3? 1, 2, 3.
One,
One.
for
4 over 1, guys. What is that?
equals one.
What's 4 holes?
One
Quarter.
What's 4 holes? And I'm going to unmute. I'm going to ask Jonah to unmute. I'm going to ask Hayden and Carter and Drew and John. Jesse, go for it.
A quarter.
Well, a quarter would look like this, Jesse. 1 quarter. 1 quarter. Does this look like a quarter? I really understand why you said it. Teddy?
Is it one? Is it like 4/4 or one?
Well, 4/4 would look like this, and 4/4 would be 1 hole.
Is it 1/4?
That's what Jesse said. So Jesse said 1/4, and that is a quarter of a hole. John?
I think it is 4 holes.
And guess what, guys? It has a slope of 4. It has a slope of 4. Now, everybody lower their hand and everybody unmute themselves. And we're going to go to the next one. Now, and by the way, that is a very positive slope. Let's look at the green line. Now, the green line, I want everybody to think about what is the slope of the green line. Think about it. Don't say it out loud. First of all, is it positive, negative, 0, or infinity? Go. Say it out loud. Is it positive, negative, 0, or infinity? Go.
Negative.
Does that look like a negative slope?
Positive.
It is a positive slope. So you would put a big plus sign there. Now, who knows how many units up we're going?
3,
And how many units over?
2,
On 3, say this fraction. 1, 2, 3.
5.
Well, it's 3 halves. Everybody say that. 3 halves. Now, the next line is the red line. Who can tell me right now, raise your hand electronically. By the way, John and Drew, lower your hands. And then everybody raise their hands if you can tell me the slope of the red line. The slope of the red line. I don't just want to know if it's positive. I want to know the actual value of that slope. So say it on 3. 1, 2, 3, go.
Positive 1/4.
Oh, it's definitely positive 1. And I will show you a slope.
Positive 1.
Are you guys ready? This is a slope of 1/4 because it's up 1. Hold on. It's, wow.
1/9.
It is up 1, but it is over 4. So this has a slope of 1/4. It's actually very, very close to 0. Now, can everybody still see my screen?
Yeah,
You can.
absolutely.
Okay, good, 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 good. So who can tell me the slope of the red line where we're going up 1 and over 1? Go.
1 under 1.
1.
1 hole is what, guys? Just 1. Just 1. Now, the next one is really fun. The purple line. First of all, is it positive or negative? Everybody flag in like this. If you know if it's positive or negative, please flag in. Then hold up your hand and show me right now. Go. Say it out loud.
Positive.
It is positive. And who can tell me the actual number of that positive slope? Go ahead, John.
I think it's 1/4.
Wow, John, you are so unbelievably close. It is definitely up 1, but it is over. Who can tell me over how far?
5.
So therefore, John, can you fix that a little bit?
1/5.
Awesome, awesome. Now, Gabby, can you tell me the slope of the black line? The black line right there.
0.
Oh my God, that has a slope of 0. Not a lot of fun for Mr. Kramer to go skiing, but a lot of fun for the cross-country skiers. Now, Hayden, anyone who can tell me if the orange line is a positive slope, a negative slope, a 0 slope, or an infinity slope? Hayden, can you tell me? Oh my God, everybody give him a round of applause. It is a negative slope. So everyone, this is negative, and put a negative sign down. And who can tell me the actual number? Negative what? We're going up 1, but 5 to the left. So if you're ready, we can say it together. On 3, you have to start with the word negative. Go ahead. On 3. 1, 2, 3.
Negative 1/5.
Negative 1/5. Beautiful job. Beautiful job. By the way, is the olive line negative, positive, 0, or infinity? On 3. 1, 2, 3.
Negative.
Okay. We're going up
Negative 1.
2 and over 2 to the left.
Negative 2, 2.
Wait a minute. Who said
No,
negative
2,
1?
negative
Who
2.
said negative
Negative
1? Who said negative 1 just now? Because guess what? That person was right. It is 2 over negative 2, which is exactly a slope of negative 1. You guys are awesome. Now, are you ready for the pink? My favorite color. What is the slope? On 3. 1, 2, 3.
Infinity.
Oh, that's not infinity. The pink line.
Oh, I thought it was the
3, 2.
Oh, wait a minute. Teddy, which line were you talking about?
I thought you were pointing to the green line since you're confused.
You know what, guys? Teddy, you're the man. Teddy just saw that the green line is, in fact, a slope of infinity.
Yep.
Who can tell me the slope of the pink line? If you can, raise your hand electronically. If you can, raise it electronically. Olivia, go for it.
It is negative.
Awesome. And who can tell me the negative number that it is? Who can tell me? Raise your hand if you could tell me negative what? Negative what? On 3. 1, 2, 3, Gabriel?
Negative
2, 3.
Negative 2, 3.
Yep. Negative 2, 3.
I'm going to show you a negative 2/3 slope right now. It's a little bit different. This is negative 2/3 because it goes up 2 and over 3 to the left. Up 2 and over 3 to the left. Gabby, can you tell me?
Is 3 negative 2.
3 over negative 2 is negative 3/2. And how many people can write this one down? The one that Teddy did. Go ahead and write it down. It is infinity. Now, I want everybody right now to promise me that you will never ski down a vertical slope. Yes?
Not
Yeah.
Okay, now,
promise.
you know, I want to tell you a little story. So Mr. Kramer went to an amusement park in Massachusetts, and they have what they say is a vertical drop on the roller coaster. And it was the scariest thing I've ever done. And it was literally a vertical drop, but Actually, when I found out, it was slightly not vertical. So that drop was definitely a very extreme negative slope, but it looked a little bit like this. And so if you want to know the truth, this mountain actually is not vertical. If it were vertical, this person would be dead. But it is slightly vertical, and therefore he is able to have what's called friction. And that's really, really important. Teddy, you have your hand raised, and I'm gonna, if I can figure out, Teddy, where you are. There you are. Go for it, Teddy.
Yeah, I was gonna say the friction, because if there was no friction, you would just fall.
Oh, that's awesome. By the way, somebody sent me a text, can they go to the bathroom? When you need to go, you don't have to ask, because you just go, you do your business, you come back, everybody's happy. The only thing that would make me unhappy is if you didn't wash your hands. Okay, deal? Deal. Now, here we go. I want you guys now to turn to page 4 in your packet. Now, page 4 in your packet is really, really cool. And the reason I like page 4 is because it's going to allow us to create a bald eagle. And I think it's page 4 in your packet. You guys can all lower your hands, please. So you want to find the packet that has the eagle on the upper corner. And I now want to unmute everybody, and I want to take you through a little journey. So I've unmuted you, but Gabriel, you're still muted, so you're going to have to unmute yourself. And the journey I want to take you through is what this packet contains. It allows you to draw a beautiful eagle, which I will do today. Now, the other thing is, does anybody recognize this?
Yeah.
Yes.
What do you see?
Athletes.
Yep. So Mr. Kramer created mathletes in coordinate
Kramer, I don't
pictures. And now, this one you may not know, this character, but he's one of my favorite characters. Kennedy, you have your hand raised, buddy.
You know how you said never ski river?
Being a
Well,
private.
what if you're going off a jump? Then what?
You know, it's actually a really good idea to ask that question, but I would say that a jump is safe as long as it's not too high of a vertical jump.
Yeah.
Because when you get to the bottom, Kennedy, that slope, you will be landing on a non-vertical slope.
Yeah.
You'll be landing on a negative slope, and that would be safe. So Kennedy, you've asked the right question.
Sorry to interject. You're supposed to land on a slope.
Say one more time, please.
You're supposed to, my understanding is you're supposed to land on a slope when you're going off a ski jump.
That's exactly right, and you have to. Now, what I don't like to do is to land on a zero slope, because if I land on a zero slope, I could actually hurt my knees.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have to land on a slope that's going to reduce the friction and allow me to go. Now, Bart Simpson is a lot of fun, guys. I hope you try it. He's one of my favorites. Yes. Now,
I love The Simpsons.
the next one is a dinosaur, and his name is Diplodocus.
Oh,
You guys can do Diplodocus, which is going to be a lot of fun, I hope. The next one, guys, is Abraham Lincoln, better known as Honest Prez. And you guys are going to get to do that one, and it's a lot of fun. I love it.
There is a Bart Simpson.
Now, this one here is known as Father Christmas. And believe it or not, it's the one who brings us what?
Presents.
He's the one who brings us presents. And that's why I love Father Christmas, because I love to get presents. Who doesn't? Now, Kennedy. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Kennedy, you showed me this earlier. This is in your packet. This is called River Run, and it's a sailboat, which makes me think of summer. By the way, what is on 3? 1, 2, 3. Positive, negative, 0, or infinity. Go.
Negative.
I can't see it.
You got it. If you can't see it, you're going to have to ask a parent to help you show screen. Does everybody else see my screen?
Yes.
What is the slope of the mast?
That's me.
What is the slope of the mast? James, do you know?
Infinity.
Absolutely correct. What is the slope of the actual hull of the boat? Go.
0.
Vertical.
Zero.
It is 0. Now, this is a challenge question, so be careful. What is the slope of this line? I think it's called, I don't know what that line is called, but who can tell
Positive.
me? Oh,
That's a positive. Yep.
whoever said positive is so correct. And not only that, does it look like it's almost vertical? Yes, it does. Gabby, go for it. And you're muted, Gabby.
That's it.
Okay, let's.
Go ahead, Gabby.
It looks like it's like negative. I mean, infinity.
Oh, Gabby, guess what? If it were vertical, but I want to show you that slightly positive. You see it? And so it's a very, very, very steep positive slope. I still wouldn't want to ski down that slope. And trust me, neither do you. Now, I want to show you this one. This one asks a lot of questions. And his name is the owl. So I love that one. He's really fun to make. And then the last one I want to show you is the one that has the most pictures. So I made, this one has over 200 coordinate points. Don't do this until you're a master, and it will create the image of Super Mario. And Super Mario is a lot of fun, and he's also very beautiful when created. Now, everybody go to right now the page I asked you, and that page was the bald eagle. So I want everybody right now to go to the bald eagle, and I want you to check off points 4, 10, and put your cursor at put your pencil at 410. Elevator 4, up 10. Elevator 4, up 10. Now, John, you weren't here last week, but John, are you comfortable with finding coordinate points on a graph?
Hey, isn't the first elevator 4 up 10? No, it's not.
Oh wait, did I lose John? Is John on the call still? I don't know because I don't see him. Okay, and I've missed Jonah there. Okay, so do you guys know? Somebody asked a question about 410. Go for it.
You were going to ask him, Kenny, about 410.
I was going to ask you about 410, but I
Please do.
answered that.
Oh, now everybody go now to 5, 8 and make a line. And then make a line from 5, 8 to 3, 0.
Wait, 1 sec. I haven't got 410 yet.
Okay.
It's already
Wait,
showed
is
up on.
410 already done for you?
Yeah, it's already done.
I made the first 3 lines and found the first 4 coordinate points. Uh-oh. Okay, now, does everybody look at my 0.64 now? Do you see how it's elevator 6 and it's 4 floors up? Do you all notice that I have checked off all 4 points? Who can raise their hand and tell me why I checked off those points? Go ahead, Drew. Drew, you're muted.
Raising
But-
my hand up.
Drew, why did I check off those points?
Because like you could let everybody know they're the first points.
Is that why I did it? That's a really good idea. Does anybody else have an idea? James?
Oh, because you're
Finished with them?
Because I'm finished with them. Every time you finish with a point, please make a little check. Now, we've only got 4 minutes. I want you guys to make every point you can make and then mark the slope. So for instance, for the first point that I made, I would mark the slope, I would say negative. For this one, I would say positive. And for this one, I would say positive. So you can put a negative, a positive, a positive. If it's a vertical line, you can put an infinity. If it's a horizontal line, you can put a 0. So go ahead and do as much as you can in the next few minutes. And if you have any questions, please raise your hand electronically. Drew, do you have another question, buddy?
I need a ruler. Oh,
like I have a comment.
Yes.
Remember way back when Jonah was talking about inventing a machine where people could tell someone is lying?
Yes.
People could discover if aliens and Bigfoot and the Loch Ness Monster are real.
Well, it's interesting, Drew. Drew, what if I believe that the Loch Ness Monster is real, but what if I never actually saw it, but I really believe it? And I say the Loch Ness Monster is real. I take Jonah's test. I pass the test because I'm telling the truth. So the fact that I believe that it's true doesn't mean that it is true. So I love your...
If they went to the lake and said that they saw you, like if you knew that they went to the lake.
Oh, yes, I agree with you. Teddy, what about you?
I think there is a lie thing, or lie detector has been invented because.
You know what, guys? Teddy,
I watched.
Teddy, you are 100% correct, but I will also tell you they are not very reliable. Kennedy, you had a comment.
No, it was because both elbow.
No, he did it.
I think, Kennedy, you had a comment. And are you muted for some reason? Yes, you're muted. So you got to unmute yourself. When you have a comment, you make sure you unmute yourself. Go ahead.
Okay. Technically, there's no proof that any of those like monster things are real, but there is like some signs that they are. So.
And what kind of signs?
Like, for example, people said they saw like huge footprints or something, and like giant splashing in the Lake Loch Ness, for example. So.
Right.
Some
you know, Kennedy, I love it. So you say that people have evidence, but that evidence is called circumstantial evidence because it's not clear. It's not clear. So you're very, very right. You're very, very correct. Sam, you raised your hand. Go for it, Sam. And Sam, I'm guessing that you are muted right now because I do not hear you. So I am going to try to unmute you. You have to hit unmute. Go for it.
Oh, so you can't really tell if something is a is a hoax. So you can't really say anything's real unless you know it's a hoax or not. Like you need 100% that Bigfoot isn't a hoax.
Yeah, well, you know, it's interesting that you say that because I think that a lot of the discussions about truth is we don't need to be always 100%. So scientists make theories, and sometimes we prove those theories wrong. But when scientists use their power of experiment, they can be pretty close. So I want everybody right now to stop writing for just a second. And do me a favor. Everybody stop writing and put a big circle around the last number that you just plotted. And I would even put a little mark with your pencil at the last point. Give me a thumbs up if you all did that. Give me a thumbs up if you all did that. Now, I'm going to mute everybody for just a minute because I want to talk to you about this. Every time you create a picture, I don't care if it's this week, if it's during the summer, or even next year, I will put these pictures on my website. It is so much fun for other kids to see your creations. If you make your own Loch Ness Monster, even better. Now, we are going to do our cheer right now, and we're going to do it from a number, which is the number of meteors that we think are flying around right now, and we're going to go all the way to the number of Loch Ness monsters that have actually been seen. Are you ready? We're going to count by 20, and I'm going to first unmute everybody, and let's do it, guys. Negative 120. Negative 100. Negative
80.
Negative
60.
Negative
40.
Negative.
20.
But don't ever say negative 0. 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? Mathletes. Mathletes. Go Mathletes. And now I'm going to let everybody say goodbye to their friends. Everybody say goodbye. And say, I'll see you in 167 hours.
See you in 167 hours.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
So good to see you. 167.
That seems like pretty much 2 days if you count it in hours.
Actually, it's 7 days times 24, which is 168 minus 1 hour. And that's when I will see you next week.
If it was in minutes, it would be much cooler.
Oh my, dude, why don't you figure out how many minutes that is? Bye, guys. I'll miss you. See ya.